Okay, so here we go. What I've done is I've laid out basically all the ingredients that I use to make the green drink. We have two stalks of broccoli. Then we got 2 stalks of celery, 2 whole stalks of celery. This is a bunch of kale, and this is Italian parsley, 1 bunch of Italian parsley, a head of cauliflower, and 1 big green pepper. You know, as I wash and clean all the vegetables prepared for the juicing, I separate them out in these into 3 containers, so that I can control what goes into the head of the juicer and doesn't get it all stuck, and we get the best out of the deal. All right, so that's the first phase. Next phase is that I cut the stems off. Make sure my knife is pretty sharp so I can go through that. Okay, so I got the tops and the bottom separated on that. And then next I would take the bottom off, cut the bottom off the cauliflower. And I run all of this through the juicer. I don't waste anything. This ultimately goes in the juicer as well. Just make sure we get anything that looks really dirty, because I'm going to wash it all, but anything that looks really dirty, I'll just take it off, throw it out. Alright, so like I said, we don't waste any parts of this. Alright, so now I'm cutting cutting the cauliflower into 4, and see, like, that's big enough to go in the juicer, so I don't need to trim that down any. And all of these parts actually are big enough. And actually, the thing that's most important is that the bigger the part you put in the juicer, the easier it is to get the juice from it and to be dirty around the bottom parts. All of this around here is always dirty, so I like to wash it. You should wash everything, but I wash this especially. I normally cut it like midway and put the tallest stalks over here in this one. And it's always better to separate them out so that they're easy to grab as you're making your mixture. You know, it takes quite a bit of produce to make the juice, but it's worth it in the end. You know, you're not gonna sit around and eat all this. You know, sit on and chew it. So you actually get more nutrients out of the stems and out of the celery stalk itself than you would just chewing on one. So that's why the juice is so important. It's like give yourself a shot of nectar. I call it nectar from God. The juice that comes from these vegetables. These things that God put here on the earth for us to nourish our bodies. Alright, so now this might be a bit much for this one escapade I'm about to do with the juicing. But just use what you can. What you don't need, you can put back in the refrigerator for the next juicing session. And I take the whole bunch of parsley, wash it. As much as we like to trust that when people say stuff is organic, you just never know when it's been sprayed with something, so don't even take a chance. Same thing with the kale. I probably won't use this whole bunch of kale, because that's quite a bit. But I'll use half of it and put the other little bit back for the next session. When I juice the kale, I kind of wrap it up inside the celery, or wrap it around the broccoli stalk. Wrap it around the stalk of the broccoli, or within the inside of the celery. I'll show you how to do that. And that keeps that controlled. You know, try to clean up as you go, so it doesn't get to be confusion, and it's just the right thing to do. I'll just throw this all in here. Alright, so that's almost everything. Now I'll wash the kale. And then what I do is I line up all the kale stalks, put them in a line, because the stalks, like I said, and all the vegetables contain the most juice. And I'll just cut the stalks off about there I need to leave. And there you have it. So, except for the pepper, we're prepared. I'm pretty much prepared to start juicing. Cut all the size of pepper, the green pepper, and this is the inside. You just toss that and wash these guys. The preparation itself is about 20 minutes. Every time you juice, you can expect to spend at least an hour with this if you're going to do it properly. So, as you see, I got stuff set up so that I can, get that paper off of there, I can just grab things from each of these different containers and start the juicing process. Alright, and that's that phase. Alright, so I've got, as you see, the 3 containers, things separated out. When I start the juicing, I start with the kale because this is the greenest thing of all the things that we're juicing. And what I do is I take 2 or 3 leaves like this, and I usually wrap them around one of the broccoli stalks. But these stalks are so big, I'm going to use the celery stalks instead. So you just take it, you know, and roll it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4 celery stalks, and make, you know, so there you go, and hold it in your hand. Then I turn it upside down, and it makes it easy to go through the juice. The juice is pretty loud, but this is how it looks. And you can see how green and beautiful that is. You know, so take your time, don't put hard. I realize that I get more juice out of it if I allow the centrifugal force of the spinning to actually get, you know, extract the juice. If you push it too fast, too hard, you're wasting it. So I got about 5 leaves here again, and I'll wrap them in some more of the celery stalks. And this time I'm going to add a little of the parsley. Take the parsley and just roll that up in there, you know, and make this easy to go into the juicer and also easy for you to control as you put it in the juicer, right? Check it out. Put it in the juicer, mouth, press down, and wow, look at all that beautiful green juice coming out of there. This is a $59 juicer that I bought from Amazon, and it works really well. Not only that, the container that catches all the pulp, it also works very well. Now I'll take a few of these cauliflowers. Like I was saying, try to make them large enough that when you put them in the juicer, you don't have a lot of flailing around. You're actually getting the best out of the juice. Here it comes. But man, listen, this is a lifesaver. I mean, I can't even tell you. If you do this twice a week, you put this, your cells will smile and your body will regenerate cells, and it heals everything. This is what drives me for us to eat. You know, and I'm just glad that we're still able to find organic. Well, they say it's organic, but you got to trust something. Find organic produce to juice like this. It's a lot to do, but you know, like I said, if you do it twice a week, maybe twice every 10 days, however you get a chance to do it, but do it, because I find that after I drink this juice, I can look in the mirror and like 30 minutes to an hour later and see the difference in my face. It just glows. My skin glows. And I'm not imagining that, you know. Okay, so you see this is the process. Now I need to show you this. This is important. I take this container that I'm putting the juice in has a strainer towards the top. And I take and I pour this out of here. And you see it strains all this foam at the top, because you try to get rid of as much foam as you can. You really just want the juice. The foam is actually pulp left over from the juicer, and just do like that. Get that out of there. I take this and put it in the freezer, in the refrigerator, while I'm making the second container of green drink. This goes just like it is in the refrigerator, in the freezer. And it stays there until I'm ready to. It stays there until I'm ready to put the two of them in the blender. And that's that phase. Now before I go into making the second container of green drink, I always unplug unplug the juicer and clean this out to prepare for the second session, or just making the second batch of green drink, which would be enough for 2 adults. Now here's the thing that's important with this. You should in fact drink it right away while everything's live and the nutrients are at their ultimate. But I find that if they wait until the day after, or even the day after that, it's still good, but it's not as potent as if you were to drink it within hours or immediately, So this goes in the refrigerator just like it is, and I let it sit there while I do the cleanup. So I'm not going to bore you with the cleanup. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so here we go. This is what we just made. This is those 2 containers of green drink in the Vitamix. And what I do now is I squeeze this organic lemon in, right? Give that a squeeze. Organic lime, right? I put a pinch, like I said, a pinch of stevia. This stuff is really sweet. We don't want to sweeten it. We just want to keep it from being a little too raw. We can fill it up with water, spring water. So I'm going to walk across and put some water in here. All right, and I put the Vitamix on here, cap on, and I don't turn it on to blend. I just turn it on with all the numbers turned down as far as they can go, and let it just do that little thing. Or I didn't mean to do that. Or you can just touch it. If you turn it to the right, it will just do like a quick jerk and back. But that's enough. That was enough to blend everything. And as you see, there's still quite a bit of foam on top. I like to knock that off again. We just fill it up. Now these dark jars are from bottles of kombucha that we bought at Whole Foods, and the dark jars keep the light from killing the enzymes in the juice. So we use the dark jars. You know what I forgot? I always use ginger. I got just a little bit of ginger from juicing ginger, and I put that in the drink. I forgot that part. I'm sorry. I add the ginger to the green drink. It gives it a little kick, and it's also very healthy. Ginger is healthy in general. All right, so I just, as you see, let's fill up each jar. This is mine. Boy, my taste buds are anticipating this because I love it, really. You would never, the average person wouldn't think this green drink tastes like it does. You say, oh yeah, how can that taste? Broccoli juice, cauliflower juice, but it's surprisingly very, very tasty. One thing I'm missing is ginger. I don't have any. I normally would put a little more ginger than is there. I think what I'm going to do too, as soon as I finish this, I'm going to run to Whole Foods and buy some ginger. You can always add it later. So we get those 3 jars, this one, and I'll drink half of that before I leave home right now. It's a process, but believe me, it's well worth it. And you should just make the time to do this. So there you have it, guys. hope you, hope this has helped to show you my process. Then you don't have to use everything I use. You can use different things that you like, or you can eliminate a couple of the things that I put in mine. As long as you get the greens, and I will say that the kale and the broccoli are most important. So if you just do those two things with some parsley, that should be great. So God bless. And right now I'm going to try to make the smoothie video. Wow. Maybe I'll do that after I come from Whole Foods. But God bless. And I hope this helps.